Hello, good evening, and welcome to this live stream. Hello, Hazardulo. Who's below that? The Korot. Yuri Hana Heiki, welcome back. Reckless Tourism, Major Geeks, Duvel, Sline's Ass, not Sline, just Sline's Ass, Toxic Avenger, Mr. Twaddleford, Ralfan, Blau, welcome everyone. I think there's an echo, I hear the music twice. I'm gonna have to listen back to that. See if it happened on my end as well. I don't think it should. I mean, it's the intro's gonna be deleted from the vault anyway. So, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's gonna be deleted from the one I upload to YouTube. The echo is gone. Sometimes people say that they have an echo during the intro. But then at the same time, other people say they did not get an echo. So, did you get an echo during the intro? Tell me, please. It doesn't really matter, it's just some intro music, but... Because I think I can explain like how that happened. I mean, I can listen to it back myself on the Twitch vault anyway. Which... Not an echo, but it sounded like the song was playing twice at different parts. I mean, if so many people are saying echo, it's probably not their fault, he said it, I think. You know, one person making a mistake or having Twitch glitch out happens. 2 people, but like 4 people, definitely not. So it's probably something in my streaming settings which is like that it's monitoring itself and maybe also playing that or whatever. It doesn't really matter, it's just the intro. Was the intro song or the intro music? No, it's a remix of Gentle Style that a friend of me made a long time ago. There's a full version of it on my channel. With a Gentle Style remix, Marcel, you'll find it. It's like 3.5, 4 minutes, something like that. And I use it for both the stream intro and also my video outro. And I think it's great. Next time you should just sing the song yourself, that will fix it. I literally do that though. I do that. Not the entire song, but I'll often just be humming along. Something like that. I can't do it off my head right now exactly, but yeah, I do that. Make sure we can hear next time. Oh, I make sure you don't. I did once have the microphone on during the intro and you could hear something, but I wasn't humming along that time. Also, thank you for the, let's see, what was that? The 6 months Juliana Heike and the 11 months Korot. Speaking of, one day Marcel's gonna screw us and in one video he won't use Gentle Style and it'll be Ice Style or something. I have been using different music every now and then. For my video on social interactions, I used, I think, Summer Style? Something else, anyway. And on very long videos, I will also switch up the music. I always start with Gentle. So for example, my money making video, it kind of like 40 minutes, kind of like 4 different parts. So there's 4 different music styles. It starts with Gentle. I think it does Summer, Oriental, and Water? Something like that. Not all music. I had the idea of using medieval music style, but that just didn't fit with like the narration style videos. It just didn't work very well. It was also it was incredibly repetitive. That was a problem with medieval music. It was too repetitive while also being too noticeable. Anyway, today we are going to play Pacifica. I had to hurry a lot to get the stream ready on time, because I was too late with having dinner. I was finished maybe like 2 minutes before the intro had to start. So usually before the stream starts, I go to the bathroom, I get my water ready, I lower my curtains for voice dampening and such. This time I did half of those things during the intro. Let's start with some ducks. Let's see how fast I can click. So if I ready myself. Can you hear that? That was me two-fingering the mouse. That was with two fingers, not one. With one, I'm like... I mean, that's pretty fast. If I hold the microphone up to it. I have no idea how loud that was for you, because I can't hear what the microphone hears. So that was just a guess. Anyway, I think we've spawned all the ducks. Doesn't look that... It's not that dense, because there's a lot of water, so they're very spread out. Name the park. Wait, we don't have a merry-go-round. What are we gonna name the park? Finger the mouse, of course. Finger the mouse. What did I have for dinner? I had a meal salad. Very easy, very simple. Fairly healthy. Where's my music? There it is. Drunk guest number 1. That's always the one that dies. It must be such a difficult life being guest number 1. Goodbye, my friend. I saw the little update with the icon next to the right entrance tile. Yes, I was talking about this. And now they actually did it. Look at this. We got the little icons. God, they're good, aren't they? Such a visual icon makes it so... I often have trouble finding whatever entrance. Probably not anymore, but I often have trouble finding whatever entrance style I want. Because, I don't know, I guess I'm just blind. But these little icons make it so much easier. You know, it's the same with Discord. Discord has a compact mode, right? Where if you go into compact mode, then you only see usernames, not those avatars next to them. That makes it a lot harder for me to keep up with conversations and stuff. Because apparently, I look a lot at the avatar, which is a lot quicker to see who's talking. The same, I'm active on the speed skating forum, and recently, instead of having the same no avatar thing for people who did not set an avatar, they started doing the thing a lot of websites do, where you get a random color and the first letter of your name. Which already makes it a lot easier. Change the name. Kill a guest or to duckify a guest. Ooh, actually... It's currently called drown a guest. Maybe kill a guest is better. Drowning is more iconic. Where is it? I can't... Drown a guest of your choice, pick a number. I like that. I'm not gonna change that. Anyone who uses the compact Discord is a psychopath. I can do you one worse. Compact Discord in light mode. I don't mind light mode. Light mode's alright. Except when Discord does it. Then it's bloody awful. Like, a lot of the time, I'll use light mode on, like, Reddit. Does it even have a dark mode? I don't know. A lot of the time, I don't even choose to use light mode. That's just the default, and it's fine. So, yeah, I don't mind light mode, but it's so awful, so bright. Like, I'm worried I'm gonna lose my vision if I do Discord in light mode. It's completely ridiculous. People keep shitting on bright mode, but it's actually better in broad daylight. Oh, it might very well be. And, I mean, I'm not shitting on light mode, I'm just shitting on the reincarnation of the sun that Discord claims is light mode. Because that is completely ridiculous to me. Now this will make guests puking. You know, there's a very good reason that all my speed skating statistics, even though they are in light mode, do not have a white background. You know, Google Sheets, as the default colors, has a bunch of shades of grey, going from white all the way to black, and like 8 different shades or something. And the default color I have is this second grey one, which is still light, it's definitely light mode, but it's not white. And that makes a massive difference. Although there are also dark modes that are just too black. Like, you don't want black as a dark mode either. Because Discord doesn't really have it's a kind of grey, which is of course fine. And Twitch, which I do use in dark mode, also uses grey. Okay, what actually is the goal of Pacifica? Oh, right, monthly ticket income. Well, okay. What I'm gonna do, what I want to try to achieve this stream. Let me edit the stream info. Destroying Pacifica. What I want to see if I can first beat it, and then add the cash machine, and I want to 10-tuple it. Just for fun. So I'm already gonna start with advertising. First some stalls so that I can advertise them. Oh, name a ride of your choice. I missed that one, I think. There were within a few minutes a lot of let's see, right? Calamac go around. That's a wait. Name a merry-go-round. I don't have a merry-go-round. I can still do this though. Calamac go around. It's round, so close enough. Now the question is why Calamac? Yeah, I don't know. I have never heard of Calamac that you know. Because you ordered me to do this. You freak. Well, yeah, I have no idea what it means. How did I have no idea. I'm trying to remember what my speedrunning strategy for Pacifica was, but I have no goddamn clue. Then again, it wasn't the scenario I often ran, because I mostly kept to, it was probably roto drops, but I mostly kept to RST2 scenarios for speedrunning. Kalamak is the Western name of Mary. When you say Mary, I'm thinking of Maragrin Took. Sorry, Mariatic Brandybuck. But Westron, isn't that Game of Thrones things? It wasn't well known that you could get away with charging 15 to 20 per ticket on coasters back in the day. Yeah, this was not easy back in the day. Also, a bit of park management, all that kind of stuff. It's not that, you know, I have been studying this game literally as a job for years and years and years. And with me, as the entire community has worked on deciphering this game, because I was not the first to get good at this game, obviously not. I learned a lot from others. I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. And we have now 25 years of experience, and that makes it a lot easier. Oh, Game of Thrones is Westeros, right. It does refer to Mariato Brandybuck. Whereas I prefer Maragrin Took. Anyway. I did know that they have different names. I did not know that they were called the Westron names. Isn't Frodo's, like, I don't know what it is, but it has an AU in it, right? I seem to remember. You know, it would be great if somehow, which is impossible, but if somehow I could play this game for the first time again. Just to see, as an adult, without any online resources, so basically as if I was playing in RST1 or in like 1999, how good could I get at this game? And that's not a question I can ever know the answer to, because even if it's a different game, like Parkitect or whatever, that's still, of course, experience with similar things that I can take with me, which makes it all different. Hey Max, welcome. Mora Labinji. Yes, I knew it was something with an AU. I had Laura in my head and I knew that wasn't right, but I was close. And hello Max, welcome to the stream of the live. So, did anyone watch speed skating? Which is the reason I was late for dinner, by the way. I nearly missed stream start time. Nope, yeah, of course not. I got a bunch of nerds as an audience. Nerds don't watch sports. But come on, you guys are Dutch. It's an all-round speed skating championships. It's in your blood. Well, not all of you are Dutch, of course, but... a lot of you are. I'm busy cooking. I mean, the speed skating finished 2 hours ago. Well, not quite 2 hours ago, but nearly 2 hours ago. Your guests must already be broke. Well, I don't see anyone leaving yet. I don't see anyone saying they're running out of money yet either. Soon though. Could probably get some handyman. Because people are complaining about the path being disgusting. I should be happy today with today's blunder from Feyenoord. PSV pretty much will guarantee the championships. And that's the thing I know nothing about. I know where Feyenoord's from, I know where PSV is from. That's it. Of course we're firing the staff, but they have cleaned up my parkour a bit, which is nice. Hang on, I suddenly seem to remember. Yes, this is at 30. Because I regressed to a very old version at some point, which means that Wait, automatically open shops and stalls isn't open? How is that one open then? Wait. How is that... If this wasn't on, how is that one open? Well, that one didn't automatically open. You know where FC Groningen is from? Harkstede? Marcel definitely no. Yes, I lived across their stadium for 9 years. It was always fun getting home if there was a game going on, because there would be a billion bicycles blocking all the sidewalks. Okay, how about the side friction coaster? It's better a billion bicycles than a billion cars, like Marcel. Yeah, I mean, I said it a bit aggressively, a bit bitter, but it was fine. You know, there was still a path. I could still get home, get in the building. And it's not like that happened every day. I just assumed each city or town had one football club. Well, it makes sense, right, to have more, because Meppel, where I live, has, like, what, 40,000 people? It's a bit unfair for them to have one football club and then to have Amsterdam, but 1 million also have one football club. I foresee well, if they're in there, vehicles flying off the track. I do not. Football clubs can have multiple teams. Yeah, I do know that, like, Ajax has a second division. I've heard about it every now and then. Good afternoon, Hexavir. By the way, I have finally properly started construction on the new longest coaster. And I actually had a bit of anxiety about that. Because during testing, so often it turned out that there was still something wrong with it, because guests are bitches. And I had to fix it. And properly starting construction, it was like, I hope everything works now. I hope I don't find out another issue. And I didn't, it was fine. And now I'm kind of getting a bit into a rhythm, which is nice. And the longest coaster video will also have another accompanying video which will go before it. So it should be a lot of good content, which is already written. That longer video was written 2 months ago. But I don't want to release it until I have my longest roller coaster. Well, that was easy. Okay, now time to add the cash machine. And to make a ton of money. Also, it's been 5 minutes. I can rehire staff, which is good because the paths are getting hella dirty. Look at them all sweeping. $13, $2,500, $8,800. So yeah, without trying much, I beat it in 3 months, which is technically easy, but keep in mind, back in the day, nobody knew how bloody good advertising was. And also, we weren't charging $15 for a rotor drop, maybe 5. That's a very big difference. Now, I should definitely make this 20. I never charged more than the excitement rating on coasters. I mean, that's already doing pretty good. You know, you'd be charging like 5.7 euros on this Wild Mouse. Oh, whoops, it got excessive lateral G's. Well, we're still fine. Still only 9.1 intensity. But, you know, that's already pretty good. That's a really good, you know, that's a really good rule of thumb that'll keep you fine. Not being too expensive for months and months and months. Or years and years, rather. And that's actually what I do recommend. If you want to just be a bit lazy about it and not have to change it often. But that's already a lot better than what a lot of people used to do. Can you please change those default colored rides? That Bordeaux red of the other rotodrop is really a sight, isn't it? I agree with you. The thing with the default colorings is not that they're bad, it's just that we are so incredibly overexposed to them. Because, I mean, they're fine. That's not the problem. Okay, I'm going to be lazy with ads. So that's no longer default colored. And neither is that. This one, I think this may be a default color scheme, but I actually did change it. This used to be green. And for some rides, OpenRST2 already added more colors. Like the Spiral Slide is one example I know of. The Looping Coaster as well. I wish RCT3 would get the open treatment so I can play it properly on a 32:9. Honestly, I don't think it'll ever happen. There was some brave soul who tried to start it like a year or two ago, something like that. But they didn't know what they were into and he never really did anything. I just don't think it has the same dedicated community as RCT2 had 10 years ago. Well, 12 years ago when OpenRCT2 started. How did the OpenRCT2 project get started? It got started by Intel Orca, Ted John, and how exactly... You know, I could probably make a video called The Story of OpenRCT2 at some point. Because I don't know. I know who started it, I know when it got started, 2014, I could give you an exact date if I looked it up. But I don't really know much more about it. And Ted is still around, so he doesn't do a lot of coding lately, I think. I don't see him a lot in like pull requests and stuff, but he is still around. He sometimes like comments in his Discord server or whatever. I don't know exactly how much he does, so don't take my word for it if I say that he doesn't do anything, because he probably still does something that I'm just not noticing. It feels more appropriate for like a road to 1.0 or tell the history leading up to the big release. Good point. Does Intel Orca ever consider buying an AMD CPU? What? I don't get that question. Like, I know what an AMD CPU is, but I don't understand the question. Oh, Intel. Sometimes, apparently, I can be a bit thick. That's the quality we all have. Yeah, people have been asking for auto coaster builders since open, and I'm glad they don't exist. Because people need to learn to build their own bloody coasters. It's not that difficult to build a reasonable coaster. Like, I could do it as a kid. Yeah, my coasters weren't great, but they were rideable. They had okay stats. Let's build a laydown coaster. Can we just... hang on, if we do this, can we... okay, we can't half loop that. Well, we can at least do this to neatly get back. There was someone on the subreddit a few days ago who asked for feedback on their roller coaster. And quite often when people do that, the roller coaster is terrible and has terrible stats. But this coaster, I mean, it was clearly someone very inexperienced, like had a big helix stack and whatever, but the stats were good. They did not make it go through an unbanked turn at 100 kilometers an hour as people like to do. So I was positively surprised. You know, people love doing that shit. Which, to be honest, I like doing it as well. But don't do it very often though. It's funny. You know, it's also funny. Back in the day, I did not know kind of what the laid down coaster was. I just thought that the lay down coaster, flying coaster, and a few like others like the Harpies coaster, which is just an expansion reskin, but I thought those coasters were great and amazing because they could go upside down. And not just in a loop or in a corkscrew, but properly upside down. Like this. I did not realize that that was because they were lay down variants instead of normal variants, so you're not sitting down. I didn't know that. Alright. Right. Wait, is this going through the loop or not? Yes, yes it is. Okay, now it's time to get back to the stage. You know what, I'm not gonna do this big thing. Instead, oh, this is not aligned. Well, I'll be. Okay, that works perfectly. I'm not sure if that last turn is going to be fine in terms of G-forces, but there's only one way to find out. Which, usually if you say it like that, there's only one way to find out, is you're doing something risky. But in this case, we're literally just testing the ride, which is what people do to calculate G-forces. Well, I mean, nowadays, a proper theme park, they model it before building it, which is probably a better idea. But you're testing it out in your software. Oh, that final turn is going to be a bitch. Yeah, no, that final turn is problematic. Let me tell you. Yeah, 2.97 geese. That's unacceptable. Luckily, we have something called brakes. Question, how do I now properly get back? I guess I could do that. I need one more tile there. Still not enough space. Well, I'll just delete that. I think I'm still getting 2 trains either way, so it doesn't make a difference. Helix to the ground. Well, maybe, but no, because the path was nah. Very good work, but whatever. This works. Time to get rid of the default colors. Oops. Green. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. Yeah, this is alright. Alright. Well, we already have 1,000 guests. That's a hell of a lot of guests. We're already doing 15,000 a month. 1,000 guests in this little park. It doesn't even look that crowded, but I mean, there are 78 people stuck in this stupid queue line. For a ride that's making only 1,000 per 48 minutes. What ride do you want to name, Mr. Vedros? I'm gonna lay down beach mare. Because it's a nightmare on the beach, so it's a beach mare? Or do you think it's a horse? Okay, we just got a reverse freefall cast, which is alright. We're gonna get a Yentl, right? Charging for the toilets, how deliciously evil. He says, while in Europe that's entirely normal. I needed to pee in Milan, and I paid €1 to pee in the subway. Well, in the toilets that were in the subway tunnels. To be honest, I think €1 is a little steep. You know, you can make quite a lot of money with... Well, if you can build it. In gas stations and stuff, you also have to pay to pee, but then you usually do get like a little receipt that you can then, if you buy something, you can then exchange for the same amount of discount. And usually we do buy like a coffee or something at a gas station if we stop on a road trip, so it does eventually amount to paying nothing. But of course, that's just a tactic to make people pay more, buy more stuff. I mean. You could have paid nothing and just peed on the sidewalk. Yeah, I'd rather not. I do have something called dignity. Not sure if you're familiar. Pretty sure that rotor drop is too expensive. Now it's fine again. This one is still fine. Just pee inside the subway onto an empty chair. No. I am not the treinplasser. There was once a guy who pissed on a seat in a Dutch train, and there was either a photo or a video of it, and it went kind of viral, and he was called the train pisser or the treinplasser in Dutch. And of course he was fined. Was that from the time the SLT had no toilets? I don't know, but he was clearly not doing it because he couldn't hold it. Because why else would you, like, document it? And I think he smiled maybe to the camera as well. It was clearly just two people having a laugh, except it was not an appropriate thing to do. How much money per month are we earning now? Should be heading towards like 18k or something. Well, prices are going down. We did not have a rotor drop for a bit. $19k in August. Is this too expensive again? Yeah, because now it's actually dropped in price. We are doing quite well though. We've already more than doubled a nearly 2.5 volt the goal. Okay, we don't need gentle rides anymore. We don't really need shops and stalls either. I want this kind of shit. How about one of these? Did you hear Six Flags sold 7 of their parks? 6, 7! Is that what you tried to get me to say? In any case, that it's a true news story. No, I did not hear of it. Gold, I dislike that meme. Why? What's wrong with it? What's wrong with the 6-7 meme? It's annoying. What's annoying about it? Like, what's more annoying about the 6-7 meme than the stupid memes we had as kids? I mean, I understand it's annoying, but it's not worse than what we had. Most memes are awful looking back at them. You know, it's probably just a me thing, but I really dislike the language, not just you, but a lot of people use around talking about things that when they were kids. Like, oh, I used to enjoy it, but it's awful, like those memes. Why are they awful? They were just funny to kids. Kids enjoy a different kind of humor. They were fine. That's my opinion anyway. Look at how perfectly this observation tower fits. Okay, maybe it doesn't fit perfectly. Screw it. Open. Is that gonna work? Will it get stuck at the top? I think it'll get stuck at the top. No, it'll be fine. I have seen it get stuck at the top before, but no, this works. Well, well, well. Dude, this is so stupid. Tucky Fire Park, there we go again. This gravity-defying coaster with little support beams. Hey, the observation tower is its support beam. That doesn't mean, by the way, that you're not allowed to find 6, 7 annoying. Because people found us annoying too. But it's not a bad meme. Pick a coaster type for me to build. Which type? Hardline Twister. I don't have a Hardline Twister. I have 6 coaster types available. I've already built 5 of them, although doing a repeat is fine. So you can choose any. Or any other ride though if you wish, but those are a bit less interesting, generally. Oh, we got 7 roller coasters now. We just researched a new one. 6, 7 is just a skibbity bro of the new generation. I mean, Skibbity is still... 6, 7 and Skibbity for me is the same generation. Isn't Skibbity like 2 years ago only? By the way, this park is so Skibbity. Bruh. Wooden Wild Mode, alright. I actually was not very involved in meme culture when I was a kid. Then I came in my late teens that I started to kind of get into that a bit. I don't think meme culture was really a thing when I was a kid. And you're older than me, so... I mean, meme culture definitely has something to do with internet. The existence of memes not, but I think meme culture as like an entire thing is related to the internet. I'm probably the youngest person here. I just graduated high school last year. So every now and then we do have a proper kid. Like you may still be 17, but you know, every now and then we have someone who is like 14 here. Someone joined the OpenRCT2 server a few days ago and is definitely a kid. On the way they talk and everything. Probably like 12. Which is not something we see very often. They also sent me a bunch of private messages and asked to be friends. Which I promptly ignored. I remember the number 67 being funny in school for a bit because students would use the number 68 for when they got called up and write their own math problems and stuff because 69 was too obvious a joke. Eventually the teachers called on to 68, so after that the students would write or use the number 67 as a joke in reference to 69. Damn, this shit's complicated. You guys had like, you could study memology at your school. one's still fine. $24,000 in September, baby. We're doing incredibly well. Let's pay back the loan. This is a terrible coaster, by the way, because it just lasts too long. It was only 34 seconds, but it could have been much shorter. Oh, exactly 9 intensity. Nice. Hang on, I can make this better. There we go. Now we have 6.9 excitement intensity. Nice. Still didn't build that big morning, Woody. Well, it's evening. It's gonna take a while before it's morning. Nothing like a universal meme before the internet. Marilyn Manson sucking his own dick was back in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Oh yes, but always with like a lot of different people. I've heard many different people. Freddie Mercury having a rib removed to suck his own cock. Marilyn Manson, of course. Prince, Michael Jackson. I think I, as a kid, heard the Marilyn Manson one. AJ from the Backstreet Boys. Well, that's new. That's a new one to me. So there's a lot. How do they do it? How flexible do you need to be? Well, some people can do it, but the rumor is that they had a rib removed so that they could be more flexible. But there are people who can just naturally do that because they naturally are super flexible. And then tell me you've never tried. But like if you see some of the stuff that like gymnasts can do, how they can bend their body, well then you can imagine how you can do that, use that in other ways very easily. All about something, would you do it? Come on, everyone would try it at least once if they could. It's more difficult for girls because they don't have that reach that our appendage provides. I wish I had a portal gun. So you could kiss your own ass? Well, that doesn't look safe. What on earth is going on there? That looks like a health hazard to me. Okay, now I gotta get back to the station. Which is quite easy if you just do another chain lift. There we go. A bit of a lazy solution, just putting in another chain lift, but who cares? I'm the king of my own park. The topics that come up on stream are always so unhinged and fun, aren't they? I wasn't even the one to introduce it this time. That was someone else's fault. God damn. Where is there space for my... I did not plan this very well now, did I? I don't think there's space here either. Nope. I think it may be impossible for me to build both an exit and an entry line. Because there's no space here. But that's not a problem I expected to have. Yet it is a problem that we are currently experiencing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change something. You guys would. Just to try. I'm not saying it would be a daily thing before breakfast. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna get rid of that second loop. It's gonna have to go. We can do a photo section here. Which is totally an appropriate place for a photo section. On the other side of the station, there's no room for path if we put the building there. Which is kind of important. Okay, we've gotten that one out of the maze. And this one too. There we go, the big massive Woody is now connected. This coaster is so gonna crash with a well-timed breakdown. Yes. A safety cutout could make it crash easily. Well, that's just how I like it. Unfortunately for my guests. Oh, I like that contrast. A guest who dies on a coaster is a guest you cannot drown. God, I want that on like one of those wisdom tiles in my bathroom. Because that's amazing. That's actually amazing. If it's their time to die, there will be a safety cutout. Yes. there will be. And they will die. They will perish. They will suffer. They will go to hell. And we all enjoy it. Because we are bastards. Ooh, 27,000 in October. Only 26,000 in March though. I'm gonna make it easier on myself. Price manager. Do me up. Toilet price management 30. Shop management, sure. After the scenario, you should kill everyone. I would probably have made enough money to delete the island. And just turn it into water. What is lazy tax? Lazy tax is basically... I mean, I can show you. Where you punish yourself for being lazy and using... not that one. This one. So if I put it on 80%, these prices will go down by 80%. And then... I mean, it doesn't update every day, but... 1140, 30, you'll see it update. We'll do it 100%. The prices go free. 95% would they go 90 cents. Or you could just be a bastard and charge 90 bucks. This is a fantastic price manager plugin. It's actually got a newer version, but it's got one feature that's not useful for me, so I'm not using it. But the newer version is better. I can't help but notice the island is notably devoid of rides and attractions. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one, but it feels much more natural to expand across the vast ocean. Which honestly is quite boring. Like, this is very much a Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 thing. In Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, this ocean would not have a flat floor. It would have some landscaping. You're the only one. Yes, I'm the only one ever in the history that expanded across the water instead of the island here. Ads are gonna end in 3, 2, well, 2 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, now. No? I thought we were just at the end of a week, but I think we had just started the week when yeah, we had just started the week, so it's gonna end on the 1st of May. Like a true Dutchman, Marcel expanded over the water. Yeah, that's true. It's just my Dutch heritage speaking. I am a true Dutchman with enjoying speed skating. None of y'all are goddamn true Dutchmans. Or Dutch womans. Or I guess Dutch non-binarians? Doesn't really work nicely, does it? But you guys are still valid. Speed skating trivia. Well, what will that be? I'm always wondering what question it'll be when someone I don't know asks speed skating trivia. Because when Waluigi does it, he knows about it. When Sage Leaf does it, they don't know about it, so you get a very different kind of question. Why do the Dutch enjoy speed skating so much? Well, why do Americans love football so much? Well, rugby, American football. Those are not the same, American football. It's just because it's a cultural thing. Now, why it became a cultural thing in the Netherlands with speed skating has to do, we have a lot of canals, and we used to skate over them for convenience and for fun when it froze over in the winter, a long time ago, and that started the speed skating tradition. Time for a water coaster, which we can add on the island. Pacific boy and girl wandering the island. We can do that. There's a good place. You. And you. Pacific boy and Pacific girl. I wish we could do much more with water on the water coaster. I wish we could do like these sloped turns water. That would be amazing. I wish we could do water inversions. Just like the cannonball loop in Action Park. Where, believe it or not, they actually did a water-based, well, a dinky slide with an inversion basically. Well, not dinky, you went without a boat, but a water slide with an inversion. With a loop. That didn't go very well. When they deconstructed it, they found human teeth embedded in the walls. Yo, what the fuck? Dirklink has once made Class Action Park or something like that, where Dirklink did a lot of stuff deliberately wrong. Like, well, I mean, he just made it look incredibly dangerous. Like coasters going through paths and whatever. It's amazing. You should watch it. You know what's funny? Even though the Netherlands is famously flat, and I also live in a flat part of the Netherlands, because there are a few hilly parts, but I live in a flat part, and even then, when I went, you know, if I go in like a train to Flevoland, I am still like, damn, this shit's flat. Because Flevoland's got nothing. Like, the other provinces like Drenthe and Groningen got nothing on how flat Flevoland is. There's still a big difference. Then of course people from Limburg are like, what do you mean flat? And Americans are like, what do you mean it's flat? I only think it's apartment. North Holland, other than the dunes, is pretty much as flat as Flevoland too. Yeah, but I never go there. Like, I never go to the northern bit of North Holland. We go to Google Maps. Like this bit. I'm not. I mean, I know I've been here, but no, I've been to all. No, that was Haarlem actually. Have I been here? Probably. I know I once went to... Yeah, I've been on holiday in Sint Maartens Vlotbrug. which is here. So I've been there, but not very often. But yeah, this is incredibly flat. That was also like 20 years ago. I went on holiday there. With Flevoland's also massively flat. This is weird footage, this doesn't look, no, it's not official. And then if you go to near where I live, this is slightly less flat. Like if you go this way, towards where I grew up, you'll actually have to go up a bit. Like right now we're going up a little bit. That way is downwards. Looks more natural, not sure. Yeah, no idea why. Completely clue. But yeah, it's still very flat, but it's slightly less flat. There, you can have a few meters elevation difference. We used to gather here, waiting to go to school with like 50 kids. At this exact point. And all the kids from Ruiden, which is over there, and Onsen, which is over there, would gather here at like 7 in the morning. Often it was still dark in the winter, of course. And I would have a massive train of kids heading towards school. Try the N248. Okay. Where's the N248? Probably somewhere here. There it is. Yeah, that is very flat. That's incredibly flat. I mean, this is a polder. You can see the difference. This was existing land, and then this, where it's very brown, is a polder. But that's very flat. And of course, the entirety of Flevoland is a polder. When it's not difficult to see where Flevoland starts, because it's very agricultural again. And all the different kinds of agricultural. Because yeah, here, there's windy roads and all the lots of different sizes. Here it's just squares, 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 squares. Except for a tiny island called Urk. But yeah, the North of Holland is a place I rarely ever go. A lot of other places I do sometimes go, like get a train through or something like that. Of course, we're talking about Zeeuws-Vlaanderen, which is this bit. I don't think I've ever been there. But whoever goes to Zeeuws-Vlaanderen, apart from the people who live there. I went there last year. How was it? Was it Zeeuws? Was it Vlaams? To be honest, for you guys, it's a lot closer than for me. For me, it's like a 4-hour drive. Oh, 44,000 in May. It's like a 3-hour drive for us. Oh, then it's more than 4 hours for me. Because just to Amsterdam it's already more than... it's already like nearly 2 hours. Well, for me maybe 1.5. Cool, we got a twister coaster. I meant the N224. What about the N224? Okay. And that's in Gelderland. That is not flat. I mean, it depends where you want on the N224, because it goes from Arnhem all the way to Zeist. Well, yeah. But what do you mean, try the N224? Because this ain't... This is definitely not flat. I mean, it's flat, but not flat. What am I doing? I'm gonna go out of street view. And if you go near Arnhem, you'll get very hilly. I mean, just look at this. We're on a hill. This is mountainous here. That's a massive hill there. You know, interesting thing about Denmark is that Denmark's lowest point is significantly lower than our lowest point, only 170 meters, and we have like 320 or something. But that doesn't mean that Denmark is flatter than the Netherlands, because it's not. I've been to Denmark, and I mean, it's not massively hilly or anything, of course, not mountainous, but it's definitely somewhat hilly. Highest, not lowest. Yeah, highest point, whatever. So yeah, Denmark is not nearly as flat as the Netherlands. And of course, our highest point is only at is one specific point of the country. If you don't count that bit, then Denmark does have us beat. You know, if you discount both of our highest points, then the second... like the highest region, then the second highest region, Denmark, does win. I mean, kind of Amsterdam's our highest region, but that's for different reasons. Don't forget, we got Mount Scenery. That's not in the Netherlands, that's only in the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Which is very different, I'll tell you. We've got the top of Mont Blanc. I mean, if you, with me, want to conquer that, then yes, we have it. Which I think would be a splendid idea. Do you want to conquer the top of Mont Blanc with me, Slime? In the name of Slijnlandia, of course, not the Netherlands, that's stupid. Too much work, you lazy bastard. Now I thought you were gonna be fun. Pacific boy or girl put some litter on the path you especially made for them. How rude. You know what? I can make it worse. That should do it. There's more litter. There's more litter. How about some puke as well? Let me select another one. Why do I seem to keep... No, they both have the gas properties, I guess. Why are you not throwing up? Are you not nauseous yet? Takes you a while, I guess. Or maybe litter is taking priority. I don't know how that works exactly. Well, I just hope they throw up sometimes. Contagious. Oh, there we go. Oh, they are nauseous. Lol. Yes, I'm gonna make you nauseous too. Haha, have fun being nauseous, you little bitch. Also constantly with ice cream. The other one. Can also get nausea and pizza. They still haven't become vandals. You can't become a vandal if there's no... You have to break something to become a vandal, which... Let's see how fast they do that. There is litter. They are unhappy. So there's a chance for them to do it at any time. Maybe nausea prevents it? I don't think it does. Well, guys, hurry up. The lampposts aren't gonna break themselves. Yes, Oh, hang on. I think that may only work when they go onto a new tile. If I just... Or maybe not if they're leaving the park. I don't exactly know how that works. I'm not used to... Make it 2 tile wide. No, they don't deserve that. Well, let's see. Oh, yeah, that worked. That worked very well. Wouldn't it be the opposite? You need to be a vandal to break something. No. They need to be unhappy enough and there needs to be enough litter. And there needs to be an ornament to break. And then they have a chance to break it and become a vandal. And then, as they are a vandal, the chance is higher that they'll break more stuff. God, this tile is a bloody nightmare. Let me tell you, once this litter becomes old enough, that's gonna impact our park rating significantly. Which is gonna be a problem, probably. I remember the base game with ridiculous moments when a vandal broke benches that had guests actually sitting on it. Yes, that can happen in the original game. Which is kinda ridiculous. How often do you guys break light posts? I usually tend to keep my breaking to heavy posts instead of light posts. But that's kind of a personal preference and fits better into my schedule. Park rating already dropped a fair bit. Well, let's have a look. Yeah, minus 388. Whoopsie daisy. Not that our park rating matters, because all our guests are generated from ads anyway. And the park rating is only important for either a scenario goal or getting guests. Let's say all, I guess, not literally all, most. When did you first play RCT? Somewhere around 2001, 2002. Was 4 or 5. I don't exactly remember, of course. Three, 2, 1. Ads are finished. Damn it. Did not time that well. Was a few seconds off. Are we at the maximum of minus 600 now? We're minus 520. We're nearly at the maximum of minus 600. God. And when you're at 600, the maximum park rating you can get is only 553. Is that later Tyler redeem or something? No, I did that all on my own. Could say Pacifica is literally awful. Yes. Yes, you could. I saw a video today about the downfall of Jetix. Jetix Nederland. Who here knows what Jetix is? Formerly known as Fox Kids. Yes. Eventually Disney Channel XD, formerly known as Jetix, formerly known as Fox Kids. I saw the video come by too, but didn't watch it. You are a little bit older than I am. I don't know, did you watch Jetix when you were young? I did. It was between 2005 2009, so that was very much prime time for me to watch it. It was quite interesting. They already had a video, YouTube channel called the Nationale Leeuw, already had a video about Fox Kids, which was what the channel was called before Jetix. I had some good memories. Just seeing the guy talk about like old TV shows like What's with Andy. Of course, Phineas and Ferb. Well, it wasn't Disney XD, also on Jetix. Like Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Chin Chan. Those were all shows I watched. Cody Lyoko or Lyoko. I know that one. Fox Kids had the Pokemon. I mean, Jetix and Disney Channel XD had as well, because it was a continuation of the same channel. And there was a lot of restructuring going on when the channel changed. But not Pokemon. Pokemon never changed. I watched the Pokemon anime quite a bit as a kid. I still remember the song from Diamond and Pearl, well, a bit of it. Like the theme, the intro song. Pokémon, Diamond and Pearl, doe maar wat je wil, jij maakt het verschil. Does that trigger any memories for anyone? That's a Dutch version, of course. Vaguely, I didn't like that song there. But I did like it. Your opinion is wrong because it disagreed with me. Doing that booster into that turn is probably not the brightest of ideas. But we'll see how fast it goes after those boosters. Okay, not that fast, it's fine. Oh, too high for support, stupid. I've got... Oh, we're very far off the ground. The original Pokemon theme song is so good, by the way. I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. It's amazing. The guests won't enjoy that unbanked turn. Yes, good point. Totally Spice gave me some weird interest in a certain area I didn't know existed back then. Redheads and skin-tight suits did something with prepubescent me. I read about someone who got their inflation kink from Totally Spies when one of the girls was fed like a lot of cookies and, well, inflated. Something like that in one of the episodes. Okay, how fast does the train actually go there? 101. Ooh, that's right on the edge. Oh, I love edging it. Let's see. Totally Spies was a good show, though. That was like the snake and the theme song, which there were several versions, which was great. Kim Possible, I never watched Kim Possible as much. I mean, sometimes it was on, I guess. Powerpuff Girls. Now that's a show I never watched. I couldn't. That's a show I so never watched. I couldn't even name you a single character from it. Okay, this coaster, it very much depends on whether it edges too close to the sun on the lateral G's. If Fairly Odd Parents. Oh yeah, that was a great show. Now, we'll get the answer to the age-old question. Did we edge too close to the sun? We did. But it's fine, because we're still under 10 intensity. We got 2.81 Gs. I told you it was gonna be a tight one. And we lost. But since it's still under 10 intensity, I'm fine with it. Oh, we only got one train. Well, that's got an easy solution. I'll just make the train shorter. Because I want 2 trains. Any of you watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I did not. I did, when I got a little bit older, watch like those teen Nick shows. iCarly, Victorious, Big Time Rush, Drake and Josh, that kind of stuff. Okay, is this one better? 2.80 maybe? Yes, 2.80, jeez. So it's got a lower intensity. I have never heard of a single one of those shows you just mentioned. That clearly shows the age difference between us. How old were you in 2007? I believe that's when iCarly started. 17. Yeah, that's on the old, that's on the old side. Because in 2007 I was 10. When you're 17, you don't really watch those shows anymore. But I was 10, so I was, you know, those and the years after that was prime time for me to watch those shows. Live action Nick show. But live action Nick show is good. I would say yes, I really enjoyed them. I still listen to the music of Victorious sometimes, because Victorious was about the performing arts high school, which naturally includes like a lot of singing. And some of the music were just absolute bangers, like Give It Up. It's really good. This should be more than $3. Or no, or did the prize manager manage this? I think the prize manager is managing this. Let's see if it changes back to 3. Yes, it's fine. Oh, redeem my rename ride award. My bad. In the course coaster Icarus. Well, the thing is, we flew too close to the sun and it was not a problem because the intensity was still under 10. Still ended up fixing it though. Wait, really poorly dubbed? I did not watch dubbed versions. I watched subbed versions. You missed geography trivia. Oh, I did. Well, can you just post your question again? It's easier than scrolling up. My apologies. Keenan and Kel, I never watched that. Cousin Skeeter, I never watched that. That's before my time, isn't it? Where did you watch sub versions? Okay, maybe I did. I just remember Subversion. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. That's possible. But yeah, just Nickelodeon after 8 p.m. when it turned into Nick Teen or Teen Nick or whatever. Longest river in the world that does not have any bridge crossing. That's the Amazon River. Which, despite having like a massive city on it, Manaus of like 2 million people, it does not have a single bridge over it. Because the Amazon be wide, very wide. And it's easier to just go over it with a boat than build a bridge. Did you also watch Flemish TV with Kabouter Plop and W817? I've never heard of W817, and I have, of course, heard of Kabouter Plop. I was also aware of Kabouter Plop as a kid, but I don't really remember watching it. From what I found after a Google search, iCarly, Drake, and Josh Victorious were all dubbed in Dutch. Well, then maybe they were. I mean, I know from experience that memories, even that you strongly believe in, can be faulty, so mine could be. W817 is wacht eens even. Ah. Well, I think that does prove that I've never heard of it. Did you do the Kabouter dance? I knew of it. I don't think I ever did it. You know what kind of dance was big when I was in group 8 to 11? Was jump style. In the Netherlands, it's kind of a tradition that in your last primary school year, so when you're 11 or 12, usually, you do a big musical. And I think after like the musical, we ended the whole thing doing, with the entire class, a jump style performance. And I had to learn it for that, because I have not learned it yet. $56,000, we're getting... I'm just gonna renew some rides. To make more money. Does anyone watch Nest Survival Guide? Yes. And that one I do remember watching dubbed. Is refurbishing not reset time since last inspection? Well, no, because it's still been 9 minutes. I mean, you could argue that it should. So I get where you're coming from, but no, it doesn't. How'd that mechanic drown? Did we just lose a mechanic? Lol, that bug still hasn't been fixed. So, it's possible that a mechanic falls through kind of the right in the exit, I believe. Which doesn't really matter if they're on ground, because they'll just walk. Again, because they're on ground. But if they're on water, they'll drown. Which is quite hilarious. Hey, thank you for the 2 months, the Alt 227. What did we just get? Did we? No, apparently we already had 11 because we already had all of these. Fire all the staff. Of course that's the thing you guys do. You love screwing me over, don't you? It's your favorite pastime. No staff, only ducks. I also need to drink a sip of water. That's some good water. Yeah, let's get another clicker, which can click much faster than I can. And it still doesn't look very dense. It's funny how you can clearly see the island. Because here in the middle there's not a lot of water ahead of them, so there's not that many ducks. But on the side there's of course all the water. So there's a lot of ducks. You could make like a histogram on that. I had that happen to me in the OG RST1 many years ago, and it wasn't until I learned about that bug that I twigged as to why. It's probably happened to me like in the OG, but I don't remember, or maybe probably didn't notice. But yeah, I remember it happening when I had like 150 Ferris wheels on water, for whatever reason. And it happened a lot, and I was like, why? This was 5 years ago or something. And if I want to know why something happens, I will know why something happens. Because not knowing is not an option. We need a duck outfit for the entertainers. Well, if you make one. Wasn't there a scenario where you lose guests after the park entrance? Yes, Future World. Because it used to be that if the path sloped up immediately after the park entrance, guests had a chance to fall through it. And Future World has an underground exit, which means that the guests fall into the void. Underground entrance, sorry. Now, I say used to be, in Vanilla that's obviously still the case, but OpenRST2 has fixed that. I made a video about it as well, called this park entrance kills 40% of your guests. I'm gonna need a water splash on that video, alright. Oh, it doesn't have a water splash because it's a wooden twister coaster. RST1 works in mysterious ways. Oh, this looks rather nice. Okay, that looks awful. That looks terrible. That looks almost vertical. Will it make this though? Yeah, most likely, yes it will. I don't see why it wouldn't. Well, on the way down the G-forces are fine, on the way up I'm not so sure. A wooden top hat. Yeah, kind of. It looks absolutely horrid, these two opposing vertical or steep turns in succession. But I love it. There we go. Brakes. Photo section. And that is our wooden twister done, which, besides that horrid wooden top hat element, I think I've done a neat job on the layout. It all up. Oh, that's fancy. The white with grey. I never do that on a wooden coaster. Two different color strains. Oh, I like this. And that one goes ramming through. Also, lol, this tile. This tile is awful. Absolutely awful. Our park rating is not doing so hot. Because people are... Oh yeah, I can rehire staff. Scheisse. Entertainers are more important right now to me than handyman. Because we already get minus 600 anyway. So a little bit of extra litter does not matter. Well, I mean, make people less happy, I guess. Handymen are still important. How long would it take handyman to clean it all up? They swipe multiple things with just a few swipes. God, we have so many people leaving. We're completely plateaued. How many people are leaving the park? Okay, it's not that bad. It's only 40. And as they are leaving the park, fewer new people will get onto that because we got a lot of entertainers now. Say we got a lot of entertainers. Where are they? I don't see any here. There's one there, there's one there, there's one there. But yeah, I mean, that one's happy. I want more though. $200 entertainers, that should definitely keep him happy. Okay, what are the stats on this thing? Ooh! Where did I overdo I overdid the laterals at some point. I knew I was taking a risk with those unbanked turns. Surely, hang on. How fast are you going? 62. Well, that end width is all fine. It's gone wrong probably in that turn. That one is a medium one though. Let's see where it's going wrong. That's all fine. So is that one? Okay, it's that one. Not a problem. There we go. We can easily fix that. And now it's still not fine. Nine cars per train then. This also does give us a higher capacity, because 9 cars per train with 3 trains is 27, and 12 with 2 trains is 24. Although it does only barely make this hill. We are good though. But look at this. Oh, that's gonna be a problem if guests are only seated in the rear. That's not gonna make it. You know what? Wait for full load. I don't dare otherwise. I gotta recolor the 3rd train now. Lift hill speed. Yep, I don't want that to lower now. That's stupid. We can't faster it anymore. Okay, I guess it should be happy again. Yes, plus 500. Good, 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 good. Okay, our guests count is increasing again. Which is also good. Currently our limit for our throughput is partly our guest count. Not well, some queues are full. We need some other big ride here. How about another big twister coaster? Because it's very crowded here. What's the current soft guest cap? Well, lower than whatever, how many guests we have. We have 3,000 guests. It's only 1674. That looks like such a tiny loop if you zoom all the way out. Look at this, that's cool. I do think it's also time too soon. Go back to the station. Alright. Brakes. Photo section. And we're good. Queue line. And connect this up. That way. There we go. That's now connected up. Let's see if I did the stats right. Looks like I did. We got pretty good stats. God, this can be a brilliant moneymaker. There's 15 bucks for it. Can do a lot of people. God knows I love doing people. I guess you're gonna make it offensively bright. And there we have our new coaster. Oh, we had to pick a coaster type for me to build. What was that? Sven Billy, you never mentioned which coaster type you wanted me to build. How many G's got this thing? Only 6.53, which is fine. These are the coaster types we have available, by the way. Are we done researching coaster types? No, we're still getting more. Oh, we got splash boats. Only fighter pilots need to apply to ride. Yeah, but they'll be fine. 6.5 G's briefly does not kill people, right? Just asking for a friend. Like, generally, they'll survive, maybe? Okay, now I need to navigate this bastard, which only has access to medium turns. I need to navigate it through this mess. Which turns out is quite doable. Okay, how do I want to get back to the station? S-band, S-band, S-bands. God, this ride's a mess. It works though. Are you triggered, Valder, by these 3 S-bands in a row? Just to get it to where I need it to be. It's absolutely horrid. I love it. Telling you, park S-bending is out of control. Nah, I don't have an addiction. I can quit anytime I want. You don't need to worry about me. Should probably build a queue line now that I'm at it. Yeah, if I want people to go on my rides, that's generally a good plan. Oops. Screwed that up. That's not going where I wanted to go. There we go, thank you. Okay, how fast is this wooden coaster with a full load going over that same hill? It was going at 1 kilometers per hour empty. And that ugly wooden top hat. 17. Now that is a massive difference. We nearly made 80k, which was my goal. Maybe we got to 75,000. Oh, and we also nearly need to renew the ads. Sparkle is going up quite nicely as well. Ooh, is this where we built that massive twister coaster? Yeah, I spent 30,000 on roller coaster construction, no biggie. No biggie at all. Okay, you finish testing. 1820 is what we can actually charge for it, apparently. We're doing well at 3,300 guests. And technically what I'm doing with the plugin for the price manager is possible without it. It's just very, very tedious. And it would involve a lot of pausing to change prices. Hey, we've hit 500,000. And the twister I identify as a loop. A tiny loop, alright. I identify as a tiny loop. I should probably make this. Neat. Yeah, there we go, that looks better. Which coaster types do you have available? These. Oh, we just got another one, which is the air-powered vertical coaster. Which we should probably build one of, because we can. And I shall. Could do one of these. Just a flat one, you can already charge a lot for that. You know what? The advantage of this is that you can just build it high up. Because there's no support limit. Okay, there's still a twister coaster in the way. This coaster is going to be a mess. Alright. Oh god, those G-forces are going to be massive. Like, why did I build a final spike higher than the initial spike? Yeah, -3 Gs, that's not so good. That should be better. Although they're still going quite fast over some of these other spikes. Well, that's a hell of a queue line. Now time to build an exit path. So I don't usually do this, but this one is so long that I am going to block it off. And of course we can charge 20 bucks for this. Oh, it's still on the high side. That should be better. Oh. Okay, that's better. Yeah, the supports are kind of ugly, they're very big. But it is very good. As a roller coaster. Hey, we hit 10 times the goal, 80,000 in the queue. Granted, we did cheat a little with the cash machine. But still. Now it's time to cheat even more. Renew all rides. So that the prices go up. How many people have been using our 9 cash machines? God, cash machine 5 is at 2,000 people an hour. That's ridiculous. That's one. That's another one, another one. Another one. Another one. That's ridiculous. Cash machine 4 has had the most customers though. I suppose quite a bit newer. The stats, alright, let's have a look at the stats. So, excitement. The air-powered coaster is the most exciting. With 9.19 excitement. Ooh, 9.95 intensity, I did that well. After some modifications. Least exciting is the maze one, which is stupid. Although, with a throughput of 840 and a price of 720 for just being a few tiles, it's doing pretty well. Most intense, got a few over 10. I thought, no, we had a few successive lateral G-forces which caused the intensity to go up, but not over 10. That's it. Least intense observation tower 1, no intensity at all. Nauseous is rotor drop 4 with 9.6 for nausea. Always the rotor drops. Customers an hour, it's, ooh, I identify as a tiny loop. Well, partly due to the photo section. 7,000, that's not possible without a photo section. Damn, look at that, it sold a lot of photos. Because I think this is the first steel roller coaster with a photo section I have. So people have not bought a steel photo yet. So they can buy it from this one. That's why I'm selling so many. Of course, this is a new ride. It's making a ton of profit. It's a new ride, so total profit is definitely not at the top. Damn, spinning wild mouse 1. I mean, charging 20 for it. It's been around for a while. The Kalima go-round. Literally the first ride I ever built. And it's least profit. Well, apart from this one, which is newer. But yeah, this one's already doing 19,000 an hour. This one's doing 2,400 an hour. It's the first stream ever where you haven't built a merry-go-round. Well, I mean, there have been streams where I did not play this game. There have definitely been other streams that did not build a merry-go-round. Statistically, that has to be the case, right? I can't really remember one because... I mean, I've played Gravity Gardens before. You don't have a merry-go-round available there. It's only coasters and stalls there. You know, I did at some point have an idea to see if I could. Well, let's save. I haven't saved yet. Pacifica stream. I did have the idea at some point to see if I could beat all the OG RCT1 scenarios with just merry-go-rounds. Which is possible because you do get the merry-go-round available, I believe even from the start, in all of them. You know, these first 21 scenarios. But that slowly morphed into, can I beat it without building path? And I did that video instead, which was a good idea because that video has look it up. $585,000 views. You know what I'm surprised by? That this goddamn video, that top one, how do benches and bins work in RCT2 path tournaments explained, why does that have 365,000 views? How bloody autistic do you have to be to find that interesting? Oh, how artistic do you have to be to make that video? No, but seriously, like, who watches that? Apparently, 365,000 people do. When I made that video, I was like, this video's not gonna do that well. I was wrong. The pathfinding video, I was positive would do incredibly well, and it did. It's got more views and it's much newer. And then we had the one I was looking for, which is the building without path. A lot of my path videos have done well. Yeah, the pathfinding explained, that's a popular one. I do think I did a good thumbnail as well. You know, bright colors, the purple shirt on the guest, the pink shirt on the guest, that's no accident, that was on purpose. Same goes with, you know, the orange of the guest there. I don't like the preview. I can't point at the thumbnail because they got them preview. $82,000. We're gonna blast past that in August because we renewed all the rides. How much has the oldest guest spent? Guest 14! And 445 euros. It's madness. You can turn the preview thing off in YouTube settings. Good, I will do that, thank you. I think we can get to 1 million in park value. Have you built some more rides? Sure. No, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, how much are we gonna make in August? We're not quite gonna reach 100k, I think. No. 98,000. Well, that's good enough. Now it's time to kill everyone. Disable support limit so that I can lower the land. Well, I have 37,000 euros left. That was perfect. Why are 800 people still alive? Are they just all on the splash boats? There are 250 people on the splash boats. Slowly, as people finish riding rides, you know, you slowly get the bunches of balloons floating upwards. As people, you know, this one's also from a train, from a wooden coaster train. Oh, that's sad. That's incredibly sad. Like, and there go every now and then. Oh, these pop early to the track above it, so you don't see them as much. Which rides have still guests on them? Log Flume? Splash Boat 1 still got a lot of guests on it. Of course it does. Now we got 9 guests in the park and they are invulnerable. Because they are all queuing. They are unpickupable. They're like there. Lol, that money though. That weekly profit though. That park value though. Anyway, we're not saving this. I do want to give you a very quick preview to the next longest coaster, which currently is dubbed the Google Coaster. Which is not even close to being completed. Currently looks like this. And let me tell you, we got this currently just kind of as a placeholder. I've got this looping coaster here, which takes 6 minutes 21 seconds to complete, which is about 5 minutes real time. And then we have all these car rides with 87 queuing people. And we've got 12 of them currently, and the final car ride takes... let me do some calculations. This final car ride already roughly takes 42 septillion years to complete. Real life years, although when you're a septillion, there's the difference between real life and open RST2 years, or RST2 years doesn't really matter much anymore, it's a big number anyway. And of course we're gonna build more of these. Well, not fill the entire park, we can't do that, but we're gonna build many more of these, and this is all gonna disappear. This is all just to get the guests where I need them to be. Love the totalitarian state aesthetic with the guest outfits there. Yeah, that's because I need to tell the difference between red and blue guests. Blue guests have a nausea tolerance of none, and the red ones have a nausea tolerance of 15. Oh, I should not save this. That's gonna screw things up. Not with anything here, those guests are fine, but with these that might make them leave the park, and that's not nice. I use a custom version for making this where guests can't get unhappy, just to get them into place easier. That's also how I got them to spawn with the colors. I just modified the code a bit and made them spawn with like certain colors and certain preferences. No guests with higher nausea tolerances. No, because the point is not that this is a natural thing, but the point is that it is theoretically possible to get all the guests with like to get per ride 85 guests with a nausea tolerance of none and 2 guests with a nausea tolerance of low. That's kind of the point. gonna take forever. That's why I'm not doing it like that. That's why I'm modifying the code to make it happen the way I need it to happen. But it's theoretically possible. And that's, you know, how this works I'm not gonna explain right now how exactly this works, but it's a big multiplier per module. Sub-module, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's a little preview on that. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the stream. We 10-tuple beat Pacifica with, let's be honest, a little bit of cheating, but we beat it first without cheating. But that was fun. Oh, that's right, Brian. Yes, Brian is live. Yeah. He's a good fellow. He used to work in Saudi Arabia for like theme park. He's a theme park engineer. He does not work in Saudi Arabia anymore for reasons. I mean, I think he still works there, but works remotely now from America. But he said he relocated back to America, so, you know, personal safety. Anyway, I'm gonna thank you over to Brian. He's brilliant. He is doing, what's he doing? He's doing fruit farm, but as an actual theme park engineer. Alright, thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time, and I bid thee a good und a bye. See ya.